Ultracycling magazine. And the show we
Hi, good evening to this episode of the Ultracycling magazine. This is from India. My name is Grinny Karthik, and in today's episode, we have Avishek Tunga and Arnav
On
Patra from West Bengal. Hi, guys. They're here to talk about the most recent ramp qualifier from India. It's called Coast to Crest, and it's a 850-kilometer race in West Bengal, starting from the coastline and goes climbing all the way up to Darjeeling. So it's a pretty intense and tough race. I think one of the racers had described it as one of the toughest races in his life. If I'm not mistaken, that was Amit Samarth who's completed RAM, right?
right.
So my question, first question to you guys is like, uh, who would like to answer this? Like, who the organization behind C2C is psychology. So I think Arnab, if you
Mhm.
can take that question and tell us like
Yeah.
how you came about C2C.
Okay. So thing is that C2C was a dream race for Psychology India in association with Dequist. Abhishek is representing Dequist here. So we were thinking about the dream for a long time because here we the regular cyclists here are doing some long cycling. We are doing endurance cycling, and after doing such few long distance cyclings, we were visionless. We were aimless. We were thinking that what next? What we will do next after doing some long endurance riding. So then it's coming to our mind. So we thought that if some event would be there which can give us more challenge than a regular endurance ride, why not it is there. We saw that in other parts of India that kind of event is there, in other world that kind of event is there, but sometimes it's very expensive for us to uh, in monetary perspective, as well as in times perspective, to travel on that place and to participate there. So we thought that let's organize here at
Yeah,
our place, at our nearest place. And when we have the facilities, like we have a diversified land where in West Bengal we got the coastal beach, and as well as we got the Himalayan terrain, which is very rare in any other Indian states. So we got a very good and challenging elevation also in the route. So that's why we decided let's make a race which will be raced through the whole West Bengal. So once people will be start racing, they will get the all the flavor of the Bengal. So basically this race has come in our mind uh, from a background of necessity, you can say. I can
yeah.
quote the line that necessity is behind of all invention. This is also like that. We, as a cyclist, we feel that this kind of race is necessary here, so we organized it.
Wonderful. That's very nice. Along with you, it was Pinaki Ganguly,
Mhm.
yourself, Abhishek Tunga, and would you like to name anybody else who was part of the
Yes,
main
there was
organization?
there was few people who were the backbone of the race. The first name coming to the mind, that is the Pinaki Ganguly, who is the race director as well. Supratim Pal, he was behind. He was a very veteran cyclist of Bengal. He was one of the pioneer of BRM in West Bengal. So he helped a lot. From he's sitting in Pune and helped us a lot for getting all those affiliation and all the other things. And Abhishek, myself, Judhajit was also there, who is taking care of the digital parts. Ovik Sarkar is there, who is taking care of the all the design kinds of things and all other things. Shovik, or our friend Monty, is there, who is taking care of the operation part. We have Gautam Mahato there, who is taking care of the operation part. We have Sunny, who is also taking care of the operation part. This kind of, we have a core group of 10 people, those who have taken the load on their shoulder and delivered it very successfully.
Wonderful. So, coming to you, Abhishek, you, apart from being part of the organizing team, you were also a racer in this event, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So, could you explain to us from both both the perspective of organizing, like you knew the background, the distance, the climbs. You also have a HC category, force category climb, right? A lengthy one at that. So, from both the perspective as an organizer and as a rider, I would like to know what your experience was.
Actually, I did the route, not the full route, but last year I participated in 1200 BRM LRM, that is called 1200 LRM, and
Right.
also I ventured with my co-rider Devanjan De. I ventured in the COVID time in 2020. We
Oh, okay.
ventured
You
from
got
Bokkali to
Devanjan, is it?
Sandakpur.
Yeah, I've ridden with Devanjan as well. Um,
Yes,
like in the
okay,
north.
okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Okay, so together we rode the road in 2020 in self-supported way. The first around 600-kilometer part was cycling from Bokkali to Manebhanjan via Darjeeling. Then we did the trail running. So we did all these adventurous things on this route. So next part, when Pinakida, I first met with Pinakida, then Ornov, and then all these guys of the psychology, they said that why not a race now? Because I can understand later that race is something different from BRM. Because
Right.
in BRM, if anyone, I mean, ride for 300 kilometer per day, it will be enough to cut off to clear the cutoff time of BRM. 300
Right.
kilometer per day is enough. But in race, one have to ride minimum 400 kilometer, I think, minimum 400 kilometer. So 400 kilometer per day riding almost without sleeping. So that is another kind of challenge, which I took totally new this time. Apart from LRM, from adventurous ride, but this was very different from those type of things. So it was also my new type of experience as a racer to
Okay.
clear the cutoff of frame as a race format. Uh,
So, was this
so
your first
um,
attempt at a ultra race?
yes, first ultra race for myself
Oh,
also. I have done LRM, BRM, all these things, but the race is first time.
right, right.
So it is very different. Without sleeping, continuous riding, and when the competition mentality while riding, that is
Absolutely.
different from the endurance riding or some adventurous riding. So it's wonderful. It was wonderful.
Great. So, yeah, coming back to the actual, can you explain to us like the entire course of the ride? Take us from the coastline and how it goes up, and tell us about the various time stations and challenges that you faced along the route, and that last intense climb. Tell us more about it. I mean, any of you can talk about
Actually,
it.
yes, yes. Uh, um, Actually, the first almost 700 kilometer up to 700 to 750 kilometer, that is flat. But the
Okay.
problem with this route is that too much congestion in some places or some places,
Congestion in
and
the sense of
also
traffic or
yes, traffic
route?
congestion in some place, and also the opposite side traffic, that is very much, I mean, and the we think we had to care of the opposite side traffic. I mean, they are traveling in the wrong route in the highway, but that is very dangerous. I mean, in this not only in Bengal, I think all over the India
Yeah,
we
all over
experience
India,
that
we
thing.
have that challenge. They ride in the shoulder of the opposite side. Yeah, yeah, we've seen that.
Yes. And I think Orno can explain I mean, explain the what is the what he experienced.
Thing
So
is that
you
Grinny,
were
I have
part of the self-supported. You were you doing it
we
self-supported or with support?
And no, self-supported,
actually
totally self-supported.
this
We were
time
right.
all of our riders was the opposite.
Okay,
So self-supported, another pain was there in the mind because we have to uh, maintain all the safety related things
so coming
which
right,
ram and uka has defined.
right.
If
The
light is not uh, not blinking at the particular time, I will get the time
uh,
penalty. If my
hmm,
reflective vest is not properly wear, I will get the time penalty. So whereas in the crew supported, crew is there to take care of all those things. And even I,
yeah,
if I got a puncture or if I got any mechanical problem, then also I have to resolve this. So I'm coming
Right,
to the
right.
point what Obisek was telling from the opposite direction traffic. Definitely, that's a challenge for any cyclist in any days in India,
Actually,
Yeah.
because roads are full of with so many intelligent people, those who like to ride from the opposite direction. So,
Yeah.
and for me also, I was a part of the self-supported rider. I got a bad accident on 10110 mark when I was leading
Oh,
the pack, and on opposite direction there was a cyclist only. He suddenly
oh,
come from opposite direction, and I was on my aero bars, so control was very less with me. So to
okay.
avoid the head-on collision, I take the left and I fall into a gutter.
Oh my
So
God. Okay.
so
Mm.
very bad experience as a personal view, but it's any day in any race in any ride it can be happen. So it's
Right.
a part and parcel of our riding community and our
Cycling
riders.
life. Yeah.
We all are agree on that. These are the things we cannot avoid, and if the day is bad day, it can be happen. But thanks
Mm.
God, that's only happened with me, not with any other. It has not happened with any other riders.
Okay.
Especially what Abhishek was saying, that sometimes we got very congestion in some roads. Some
Huh.
roads were broken. Thing is that when it's a ultra endurance race, and when we are doing this in such country where, or in such states where maximum roads are not open for cyclists, or our
Mm.
roads are not cycle friendly, frankly speaking.
Mm.
So these come into the mind, but these are also a challenge for the ultra endurance racer, because all
Yeah,
things are
actually,
not.
yeah, anywhere in the world, if you get one stretch of 850 kilometers without any broken roads or anything, it's going to be challenge anywhere in the world. Like it's, I don't think that's possible unless it's like, you know, like a highway from NH44 in India or something like that.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Especially in our country, cycle is treated as a very low graded or low class transportation system. Whereas in other countries, I can mention that if I take for the Europe as a example, they are treating the cycle as a very classy things. So things and roads and peoples are always do some respect for the cyclists. But here we miss somehow that somehow our inner, you can say, we have some feelings for that, but hope someday it will be rectified, and we all get that kind of respect in India also, and in other countries also.
Yeah, I would say, like from my personal experience, not all of Europe is cycling friendly. Some
Mhm.
countries are pretty nasty, and even in the US, the cars are not very happy with the cyclists. So,
Right, right.
yeah, so every country has challenges. Maybe like a few countries like Netherlands, because
Mhm.
bulk of them are cyclists. There, it's they appreciate cycling and cyclists much more. Yeah, so there are these kind of challenges. I'm sure everybody has it. Yeah, but particularly about your race, like
Mhm.
apart from the this traffic congestion, did you have like headwinds in the first the
Yeah,
flat?
yes,
flat
it is
section,
winter
obviously.
time, so it's it's winter time. So we almost all of the route we faced the heavy north wind. I mean, it is
Okay,
specialty in Bengal. North wind is in the north wind in winter. So
okay,
almost in the entire route we faced the headwind, and also what I have said that the opposite side traffic sometimes,
yeah,
and in some few places the congestion, but that is in a very few sections. But apart from that, the almost all of the road was very smooth and was perfect for race.
okay,
You can, and also the main challenge was the last part, the climbing part on the Himalaya from Siliguri to Darjeeling from to Ghum, and that part also most of the riders cover in the night time. So
okay.
to cut off, to clear the cutoff. So
I
when
think
we are
these are
riding up, it was
sorry,
very chilled.
very cold.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So I wanted to
Mhm.
ask, like, are there any restrictions while riding in the night? Is it open to ride even in the night? Is it a forest area or it,
Actually, 4 kilometer part after Siliguri, the Sukna part, 4 kilometer part was under the forest
oh,
officially, Sukna forest area. So we took the permissions, and also we have the car also to cover only for those 4 kilometers. Also for the
Oh, so the
self-supported riders, we
organizers
cover that.
supported you during that part, is it?
Yes,
Yes,
we
yes,
got some
with the
special
car.
arrangement there. We
Um,
arranged some special arrangement for in considering the safety things for the racers in mind. So that car
right.
was there who will be frequently traveling, and
Mm.
every racer was equipped with a independent GPS tracker. It's not
Oh,
their mobile; it's an
mm.
independent tracker. So what our volunteers was doing, they was tracking the riders from the dashboard, and once
Okay.
they find that rider is just reaching to the Sukna forest area,
Mm.
the car immediately go to that point and just uh, clearing the road,
Yeah.
that at least the rider should not afraid that he will be attacked by some animals or any other things will be happen in the mine. So he will be ride that area peace of mind. So
Okay.
our volunteers selflessly do that in the night and in the chilly night. You know
Okay.
that riding on that part is something, but volunteering that part is more challenging, I believe. But
True.
they had really did a very good job and supported all the riders.
Yes, yes, only that part. And the toy train line was the only company for us for throughout the night. So, and the route was just climbing, climbing, and climbing. No downhill there from
Yeah.
Siliguri. No downhill, just climbing up and climbing up for almost 72 kilometers. It's climbing uphill.
What is the
Uh,
average gradient and how many kilometers is it?
Actually, it's 3 to 4%, I think, and
Okay.
sometimes it was around 10% to 12% in some parts,
Okay.
every
just
And
few
adding the
parts.
point just adding the points here, Grini. If we consider the full course, the total course was 830 kilometer. So if we
okay.
leave the last 70 kilometer, the first means 830 minus 70 kilometers is 650 or something. Sorry,
670.
750 or 670. So 670 kilometers considering 2200 meter of elevation, and
Okay.
the last 70 kilometer itself is considered it's taking the 2000 elevation, 2000 meter of elevation.
Um, so
So
the
this race
major.
was a major elevation was on the last 70 kilometer. You
Uh,
consider that one rider is riding from 2 days almost. He
yeah.
is exhausted. He is getting the north wind. He is getting the all kind of challenge, sleepless night. He reached the Siliguri last time station, and he started climbing. He is totally exhausted, and that time the major challenge come into the picture.
So they have to. So people who want to race in the next edition need to plan that accordingly. So
Right,
make
right.
yeah. So the one strategy probably would be like to ride as fast and cover the distance up to 670,
True,
that flat section as fast as possible, and then create a good amount of buffer time to do the climb. Right.
true, true.
That yeah. Okay.
That was even planned for many riders this time, but you know in these ultra endurance rides people's plan something, it's happen something. The good example is myself. So anyway, even with Dr. Amit Samant also, he faced some mechanical problem at the last part of the event. He was started
Okay.
climbing and his Di2 has stopped work. So
Oh.
he climbed on the full last 70 kilometers on the smallest cog.
On
Okay.
highway,
So this kind of
standing on
situation.
the pedal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why he was riding 1 2 kilometer, and again he is coming down from the cycle, and by hand he is changing the uh, gear and something.
Oh, I
So
see.
this kind of tweak he has done on the night of the on that night, and as
And
it
in
is a
spite
self
of that, he
supported.
won the event.
Yes, yes, and he liked the event very much. He himself has told that it is the toughest, one of the toughest event of he has faced till date, and most probably India's toughest ultra endurance as per him.
Wow. Yeah,
Also,
yeah. I saw that.
also
I saw
Ram
that.
also Ram has said that that is the uniqueness of our race. I think in the no other part, in the no other race, that is the no downhill. So we have only uphill. That is the
Only
uniqueness of our race.
Very interesting. So, what are the plans for the next year's event?
So thing is that when we have planned first year also, we have a plan in mind that this is going to be a benchmark event for India. It's not going to be a born and demolish. It's going to be a benchmark event for India, and it will be occur every year, almost at the same time frame. So we decided to organize the same event on the next year also, or at that same Christmas time. So we will
Christmas.
celebrate the Christmas together at the Darjeeling, at the
And
beauteous hill area.
okay, nice, wonderful. So, are you expecting riders from across India and international riders to join you as well next edition?
Yes, Obisek, could you please add? Even this year also, Obisek has contacted few riders. They have wished to come. Obisek can better explain that.
Uh, yes, because this time we organized the race in very short time period. I think we got the window of like 2 or 3 months. So within 3 months, we organized this race. So many of riders they did not actually plan accordingly. But this time we are announcing the race timing and race everything. So around 1 year earlier.
Right.
So I think lots of riders can arrange their calendars, their race of
Plan
activities.
it out.
Uh,
Yeah.
so yes, so I
Train
think this
accordingly as
time lots of climber will take the challenge of race in Bengal, and in the eastern part of India, I think no other races happens like this one. So
well. Yeah.
they will get the flavor of Himalaya, flavor of Bengal, flavor of eastern part of India, flavor of sea Bay of Bengal. So everything is there for this race. The
Yeah.
history of Bengal, the history places also we cover throughout the race,
Nice.
throughout the route. So everything they can enjoy by this race. So we are expecting lots of I mean the racers will take the challenge of this race, especially the uniqueness. What we have said that there is no downhill, so you cannot comfort your leg throughout the race, and a totally headwind you have to cover this first 800 kilometer. Totally headwind you have to take the challenge of headwind,
Yeah.
and then you have to take the challenge of uphill and in the chilly night or in the very cold night. So challenges are everywhere in this race,
Yeah.
and I think it will attract more and more people to take the challenge. But
Yeah. So I
one
think
thing we can guarantee,
sure.
you can see the very beautiful Bengal by this race with this race. It will be memorable one for the racer.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I think one of the specialty is like for an ultra race RAM qualifier, you have an unsupported segment, right? So I think in
Yes.
India that would be a draw for a lot of people to come and ride. So because getting together team and if you're coming from other states, driving in Bengal, all that would be a challenge, right? So unsupported is a good idea. Uh, that's what I personally feel. But yeah, so all the best, guys, for the next edition, and thank you so much for this session.
Thank you, Grinny, for
Okay.
giving
Thank
us
you.
this opportunity to come up with you and discuss the things and spread the word for the Coast to Crest to the world.
Yeah, all the best, guys. Thank you very much. Okay,
Thank.
Thanks.
bye.
Thank.
Hi everyone, this is Grinshina Karthik from Bangalore, India for the Ultracycling magazine. Please subscribe using the show logo above my head and ring that bell so you won't miss a single episode.
Ultracycling